All right, see if I can get through this. I don't want to be on here too long because I'm tired. Went to the gym today. You know, blah blah blah. It doesn't matter. Listen, okay. So I don't know why I have these on. Well, I was watching Stranger Things. I was watching, going through it again, and turn this down. I was thinking about the Demogorgon, the beast that would come through the walls and grab the people. I was wondering, about where it came from, the upside down, and how it was able to come through the walls, you know, after the people, and then take the people and sometimes eat them, and then other times would save the people and, put something in them so they can be part of the upside down. So, and I got to thinking about what the scientists, or what, yeah, what the scientists of the little boys, their teacher, he said the only way to create something to get from one universe to the other in order to get to the upside down, he said there has to be a large amount of energy. Well, the Demogorgon in Stranger Things is able to produce a high amount of energy and open the gateway, right? We know this from what we saw. And I was thinking, how is a Demogorgon able to create such a high amount of energy to open a door and then come through the wall when he smells blood? I thought, it seems just familiar. Hey, what's going on? This is a scientific talk tonight, so it's going to be a little weird, but how you doing? I'm doing all right. A little tired, went to the gym, but I'm all right. Anyway, so how was the Demogorgon able to come through from one universe, from the upside down, into our universe and travel back and forth, snatch his food? He ate a deer. The deer was already wounded. It was hit by a car. The Demogorgon used a tree, came through the tree, snatched the deer, dragged it back to the upside down, then he ate it. And he also snatched Nancy, and he, did whatever he wanted with her. Hey, what's going on? Can't see your name. I don't have my glasses. Don't have my glasses. But anyways, he was able to. Yeah, that's good to hear. Glad you're doing all right. Trying to put these on while I try to explain this theory I came up with. Uh, yeah, Genesis Chris. Yes, good to see you're doing well. Well, been exercising, trying to lose some of this, weight, stuff like that. But the Demogorgon produces a high amount of energy. And this is what gets me. When the scientists said you had to produce a high amount of energy to go from one place to another, to in order to create a door or a gate from one place to another, he said the energy, it would be so massive that if and then the boys found that doorway by using a compass, and it knocked the compass off its kilter. So the compass is supposed to be going true north. It would always make the compass face in another direction other than true north. Compass always faces true north. I said, well, that's just fascinating. Now, mind you, Stranger Things is all fiction, but it just made me think about us. Now, when we come into this universe, we obviously come from another universe. When you read the Bible says, I knew you when you were in the womb. You know, Tone, I changed my last name to, because Mano is the Arabic word of, hey, there it is. Good stuff. So God says, I knew you before you were in the womb. How did God know you before you're in the womb? Of course, God knows everything. But who were you before you were in the womb? Meaning you were somebody before you actually got to this place. And then, Einstein and them always said that energy is, You can't destroy energy. It goes from one form to another, meaning it always was, meaning a human being, not a human being, but you, whatever you are outside of this flesh, you always were. And God identified you. So it just made me think, trying to bring this all back in, it made me think about going from one realm to the other. When we sleep, we're able to to go from one realm to the other. And I've been having reoccurring dreams all my life. And this one dream I've been having for the last at least 2 years, I actually work for another company, for this company that I don't know exactly what they make, but they it's like a labor job. A bunch of white people are there that are like these real labor intensive, white folks, good white folks. And I got my issues with some of them, but not because they're white. It's just because they're, I don't know, they're rough around the edges. But I travel there by, I guess I got a beat up car every time, every now and then it breaks down, and then sometime I have to catch a train, and catching a train is very scary. To catch a train out there, but nonetheless, I keep having a dream about the same place. I keep going back to the same place. And the last time I went there, I was a supervisor. So this tells me I've been there for a minute. And the people didn't like that I was a supervisor, but I'm a supervisor there now. It's the same place. Every time I go there, I'm like, I know this place. Matter of fact, I know the people. I'm just like, I know these people. It's almost real to me, and I'm thinking something. How is it I'm able to keep going to the same place consecutively? And the answer is I'm opening a doorway when I go to sleep. The reason why the Demogorgon lives in the upside down, and the upside down is completely black. Well, it's not completely black, but the upside down is all spooky like it is because it's a dream. The Demogorgon lives in a place where it's pretty much like a dream state. And when a human brain is in a dream state, it's very active. You have REM sleep, then you have another kind of sleep. One is where your random access memory, where you're, did I even say that right? I don't know. But it's basically when you're dreaming, and another one is when you're not dreaming. One of you scientists can fix whatever I'm saying. But when you're dreaming and you're active in your dream, some people have lucid dreams where they can control their dreams. This makes me think that we are, when we come into this universe, we don't come into this universe quietly. When a woman has a child, now I'm about to really go somewhere with this, but just follow me. When you look at the human body, all right, so okay, let me step back. When a woman has a child, hey, Tone, you know how Chris Rock has nonverbal learning disorder? Well, I think I have the same thing. Nonverbal learning disorder. I never even heard of that, but I can pretty much surmise what it is. Shoot, we probably all got a lot of that. You know, you have to say something to us in order for us to pick it up. And if you don't say something to us, then we're not going to pick it up. I wouldn't say that's unique to anybody. I'd say that we all have a taste of that. Uh, but nonetheless, well, that's interesting. You should look into that. Nonetheless, so when a woman has a child, of course, that child, before it comes into this universe, when the egg connects with the sperm cell, and you have mitosis and meiosis that happens, it doesn't happen quietly. It happens on a frequency. So the sperm, when it connects to the egg and it's chosen by the egg, it doesn't just, okay, I'm just going to choose you. What it does is it finds the frequency of the sperm cell because there's so many sperm cells out there, and that's how it chooses it. It matches up the frequency. This is why you see a lot of people that are couples and they look alike because they're on the same frequency. You find twins who can finish each other's sentences, even mother and daughter, son and father do the same thing. I do the same thing that my dad used to do. I notice it's because you're on the same frequency. And so when a sperm is chosen by the egg, because the egg has to choose a sperm, it's not the other way around. That egg is already on a frequency. It's vibrating at a certain frequency. That sperm cell has to vibrate on the same frequency as that egg before it is chosen. And then once it's chosen, you have mitosis, meiosis, maturation, and all that other scientific stuff. What I'm saying is that vibration of both of those entities vibrating at the same time causes a sonic there's a sonic event that happens. We can't hear it because it's so minute. But nonetheless, if we were the size of a cell, it would be very loud. And it would be very, very powerful. It wouldn't be like that. It would be like a boom. It would be a very, very loud sound once those two frequencies came together and they matched. It would be a boom sound. That sound right there That sound right there is opening. That means that a door from one universe to the other has been opened. Once again, you look at Stranger Things, the same thing is happening. When the Demogorgon comes through a wall, he's using a high frequency in order to dematerialize whatever he's coming through. It's a wall. That material of the wall turns into a kind of a like a cocoon, and it softens and he can bust right through it. Like it's not that he's super strong, well, he is super stronger than us, but it's the simple fact that he made whatever it is a placenta. The Demogorgon turns our world, whatever material it chooses, it turns it into a placenta. And when you go back and look at Stranger Things, whenever it comes to a wall, whenever Elle travels back and forth, it looks like a placenta. Looks like it's coming right out of a placenta. And so the same concept, I'm thinking, okay, it helps you think about the human body. So what I was thinking is when we go to sleep, we're okay. For one, we're already vibrating on a certain frequency. Already, just walking around. But when we go to sleep, our body stops vibrating. No, no, no. Our body is continuing to vibrate, but it doesn't move as much. Nonetheless, we still have a high amount of energy. You ever wake up and you're hungry? It's because your body is still using energy, right? You wake up, you're hungry, you're hungrier. You're just like, I wasn't hungry when I went to bed. I had a good dinner. I wake up, I am hungry. Why am I so hungry? It's because your body has used a high amount of energy, a very, very high amount of energy, and that energy went to your brain. Your brain is using more energy than your regular body. And when your body is awake and you start going on about your day and all the mundane stuff we do, your brain is still, of course, active, but I don't believe you're using all of the potential of your brain because you're not thinking about, I need to travel from one universe to another. You're just thinking, I need to go to work, I need to eat, right? When you lay down and you go to sleep, your brain takes over and it has a large amount of energy that it's using. And it's able to take your consciousness and your original person. It leaves the skin here. It takes your original person and it travels from one place to another. You ever hear about people falling asleep and never waking up? Sometimes they never wake up. Sometimes they wake up years later. You know, that's not by accident. It's because their original self went somewhere and they stayed there. They didn't come back. And sometimes people die in their sleep. People see things that are going to happen in their sleep and all this other thing. So your brain is a very, very powerful tool. And when you go to sleep, you're able to go and travel back and forth to these different dimensions and different places. Now, sometimes when I have nightmares, it's because I watched something. One time, my nieces was watching gay porn. I don't know why. And then the next day, I had a horrible nightmare and I was attacked. And I knew something was wrong because I woke up and I was like horrified. And then I went and looked at my iPad and, saw that there was gay porn on it. And of course, I got rid of it real quick. And I called my nieces. I was like, which one of you was watching this? And they was like, well, I'm trying to blame it on each other. I said, for one, you're not gay. For two, don't you ever watch this stuff. I was trying to tell them, but you can't explain to them about gods and devils and demons. It's like, don't ever watch this stuff. This stuff is terrible and it brings spirits in your house. And that's what happened. A spirit from another realm came into my house and attacked me while I was sleeping. And it could have attacked me while I was awake. That's how powerful this thing was. But it really made its presence known while I was sleeping. Why do most of the time we get attacked by spirits while we're sleeping? Why? It's because it's the time that our brain is most active. You think your brain is asleep. I think the opposite. I think your brain is highly, highly active when and I think not only your brain is active, your soul is highly, highly active. And your spirit man is more active when you're sleeping than when you're awake. When you're awake, you're worried about your physical things, walking, talking, eating, jumping, dancing, and all this other stuff. When you fall asleep, you're not worried about your physical self. You're totally relaxed. You think your physical self is okay. However, your soul never sleeps. The soul can't sleep. It never, ever, ever sleeps. So what's it doing? This is why you get attacked in your dreams and you see things in your dreams because now you're hyper aware of your soul surrounding. That's why a lot of stuff happens to you. You're like, wait a minute, why did I dream about, Aunt May going down to see Uncle Jim and getting into a car accident? And then boom, it happens. Because your dream state has sent you to another universe where it actually happened. So I just wanted to talk about that real quick because it was on my mind. And I think the brain is more powerful when it's asleep. And and I think the reason why a lot of people are in trouble is because we don't understand this. And the Demogorgon travels from one place to another, right? You are traveling also from this reality to an upside down of some type. Now, can your physical body do the same thing? I believe it can. I believe that I believe there's no doubt in my mind that your physical body can travel from one dimension to another. And one time I had a dream, and it was a bad dream. It was bad and good because I was talking to these beings, didn't know what they were, and they were just talking to me face to face. And then another being came out of a wall and grabbed the being and pulled it into the wall, and I ain't see it no more. And I thought that was really interesting. It was scary, and I think the being that grabbed the other one was saving me. But in this reality, one time I was at my girlfriend's house. This was long ago. This was like when I was 27, 28. And she had, left and was gone for the weekend. And I was talking to somebody else on the phone, and a spirit walked right out of the wall and just stood there. And I looked at the spirit and I told the woman, I said, I'm coming to see you. And I hung up the phone and I ran out of that house. That happened in this reality. That spirit walked right out of the wall and it was standing right there. It was just a black spirit standing right there. I don't know how I provoked it, but it wanted me to know that it was there, and then boom, it was there. And when I got up to old girl's house, she lived 5 miles away from me. I drove to her house. I didn't tell her why I was coming. I just told her I was coming. When I got there, she opened the door. She said, "Tony, you look like you saw a ghost." Now, mind you, I didn't tell her what happened. And she said, "Look at you." And when I saw myself in the mirror, my skin was flush white like Scooby Doo. It was something like I had turned gray because I saw this being come right out of a wall. So if they can travel here, we can travel there. And I don't mean just in our mind or in our soul and our spirit. I mean, we could physically travel to some of these places. How? I don't know. And I don't necessarily think that I want to know. But I know that it's highly, highly possible to travel to these worlds. Uh, yeah. So I don't know. It was just something on my mind. I'll read some of your comments. Some of you are saying some stuff. Okay, I'm not going to read all these. Chris Rock. People who have nonverbal learning disorder struggle with trying tying their shoes and oh, struggle with math. Yeah, I struggle with math. Probably have nonverbal learning disorder as well. Okay, because I still can't tie my shoes and button buttons, and I struggle with math. So I might, you know what? Let me stop you right there. I know that you're young. I think you're still a teenager. But what you're doing is you're creating a crutch. Don't listen to what some actor said and then start basing your disorders and your issues around what they said. Don't do that. I'm telling you now, if you do that, you're going to live with it for the rest of your life. And you're going to fall back on that. And every time you fail a test or every time you fail at anything, it could be, you weren't able to fly a kite today. You're going to say, well, I have this disorder. No, don't do that. You're making a big mistake. You don't know that you don't know that you have that disorder until some doctor diagnoses you. And even when they do, don't base all of your issues on that. Look, people who have disorders, there are certain things that happen to them. They know that these things happen to them because they can't help it. There is a lot of people who are not good at math. I'm one of them. I'm not great at math. Okay? My dad was half decent at math. I'm not good at math, all right? But it's not because I got some kind of disorder. It's simply because my imagination is often running. When it comes to doing math, I lose track of the steps. When you're doing, higher level math, there's a lot of steps, and if you lose track of one of the steps, then there goes the whole thing. It falls apart. That's why I'm not good at math because I concentrate on three different things at once. I write three songs at once. Okay, I don't concentrate on one thing. So you're gonna find out that people who are good at math have a sense of dedication that's different from the rest of us. So don't start picking up these goofy things that some actor said and then saying, "Oh, this is what my issue is." You're making a mistake, and I'm not going to go deep into this because it's not my job. But I just wanted to say that before I went back to school, I kept having reoccurring dreams that I was attending school. I had one last night that I was attending school. I was in high school. I had this dream until I completed my bachelor's degree. Never had that dream again. Yeah, see, I had the dream. Okay, so one thing that's going on with me is I think I'm going back to school. I have a bachelor's degree, but it's not doing me any good. And I want to get more science classes in because the job I was looking at, I applied for, they said, well, you don't have enough science classes. You need to go back and get some biology, plant biology, chemistry, math. You need to do some type of science, more sciencey stuff. I like science stuff. I'm just not good at math. So I'm gonna go back, take a chemistry class. Uh, I already have a few biology classes because I like them, but I noticed that they counted one of my plant biology class and then some of my other biology classes. And I've always been thinking about getting a degree in biology. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back for a year. I'm going to knock out chemistry. I'm going to knock out another biology class, and then I'm going to knock out probably two plant biology classes because I enjoy plant biology. But I need about 19 more credits before they'll hire me to, or they'll even think about me doing this job. And it's with the Department of Health, and it's basically one of those people who make sure your water's okay, your food's okay, stuff like that. So yeah. Let's see. I was just never interested in math. Yeah, math is a tough one, but you really need it. And I thought the few classes, well, the degree I had would be able to land me. I mean, I could probably work in some little, I don't know, I'm really not an office guy. I struggle with office people. They don't like me, I don't like them. And I don't belong there. But this job that I'm thinking about basically gives you autonomy. You can work for somebody if you want to, but you don't have to work in an office. Uh, and you can, pretty much, if they need you to go out and, do some research somewhere, you just could say, okay, I'll take an assignment, and you go out and do it. I like that a lot more than, somebody telling me what to do. You know, I just don't like being told what to do. And plus, it gives me a way to travel to different states if I want to travel to different states, work for different departments, and you know, have a little career out of it. I could probably get 20 years of doing that. Yeah, what it is, one guy told me when he met me, he said, "You don't know how talented you are." And then he helped me, make one of my songs. He didn't even charge me. He helped produce it. He didn't even charge me. I was grateful, to him because there's a lot of guys that look at me and, they want to start stuff. And a lot of females do too. They don't understand it. One girl said it's the anointing. So yeah, I know there's something going on. So I still want to use my talent, and do talent stuff. But I have a degree, so I want to use it. I want people to respect the fact that I have a degree instead of just saying I have a degree. I know some people who have degrees and they don't use them, and I always, looked at that like, what's wrong with you? Like, why aren't you using it? Now I'm one of those people, and even though I've been applying for jobs, they're not hiring me because I'm in my 50s. I'm in my mid 50s. So now I have to angle towards the jobs that will hire somebody in their mid 50s. And the way the world is all topsy turvy right now, there are people who are actually hiring. They're just trying to get people in the door. But I don't want to work at a warehouse, and I don't want to just do anything. I don't want to do something that somebody who doesn't have a degree can do. I have a degree. I want to use it. I want to step in and go. Not unless it was a program that I could step up quickly in. So if I can get my foot in the door, like customer service or something like that, get my foot in the door, and it's with somewhere in the health department, something like that, I'd do it. 40,000 a year, I'd do it. Uh, as soon as I get in there, I'd be trying to work my way. You know what I'm saying? What I would do is I would get in there and I would go and get a master's degree. That's what I would do. I'd be like, okay, I'll be a customer service guy for what, 2 years? No problem. I go right down there to OSU, sign up for a master's degree program, get my foot right in that door, and then bang. That's exactly what I would do. I'd keep my mouth shut. Nobody would even know I'm going to school. And I would just beat them doors down until I get my master's degree, and then just, keep getting my little experience, and then just have an angle like, okay, I'm going to angle at this job, and then boom, you know, apply for it. I'm already working with the state. Boom, get right in there. Bang. Go from, well, I like being my own boss, but I'm gonna tell you what's going on with that. My age has my age is catching up to me. Neither will I. Will Smith made a big mistake. My age is catching up to me. And I know that I can't sustain what I'm doing and make the amount of money that I need. See, I I I need I need a large amount of money. Now, right now, I'm cool. I got a place to stay. I got a little money in the bank. It's not a big deal. But when I hit my upper 60s and 70s, I'm going to slow down dramatically. And I'm not going to be able to haul and push refrigerators around. I'm just not. It's not going to be easy for me. I'm not going to be able to do it. I'm not going to be able to take washing machines and drag them upstairs and downstairs and stuff like that. I'm not going to be able to do it, you know. Uh, and it's cool what I do, but it's not yielding me. It's not meant to make enough money to retire off of. That's my biggest problem with it. So yeah, I don't mind working on my own, but the reason why I want to get those couple more classes in is because of the job that I'm looking at. I will be working on my own. I'll be working with a department, but I'll be on my own. Yeah, that was a mistake. She was weird from the beginning. And I'm going to tell you what you saw. What you saw was the fall of a superstar. You saw a falling star. That's what you witnessed. That's what Will Smith is. He is a falling star. And Hollywood hyped him up, made him think that it was okay. But now you created a stigma on your biggest day. You created a stigma that is not going to go nowhere. Yeah, he's in trouble. And the support for him is going to fall away. Uh, it's just going to crumble away. It's going to crumble around him. And there have been other actors who have made mistakes like this. You know, actors and singers who have made brazen mistakes and thinking, oh, I can do this and, I can say this. Look at Richard Gere. Where's he been? He got up there during one of those Oscars and he said something about China. He ain't been the same since. They have not been hiring him because there's a lot of stuff that goes through China. A lot of the movies, a lot of your revenues that you get, European and revenue and, Asian. Yeah, China is one of the big supporters of our sports and our movies and stuff like that. Once they saw they wasn't getting that dollar from China, Richard Gere ain't been in no major movie ever since he said that. He ain't had nothing hit hard like that ever since he said that. Nothing. So yeah, there's some things you just can't do. And as soon as the support starts falling away for Will Smith, and they should. He should sue Will Smith. That's what he should do. Everybody wants Chris to talk about what happened to him. He's gonna make he's gonna make jokes about it, but Chris is hurt. He hurt because he got his manhood taken. And I would sue Will Smith into the Stone Age. I'm serious. Like Jim Carrey said, I would sue Will Smith for $200 million. That's exactly what I would do. And I would win. Chris Rock will win because you did it in front of everyone. He should sue him, and I hope he does. Even if it takes a year from now, I hope he turns around and sues him. See, I don't want Chris Rock's ticket sales to skyrocket. I want Chris Rock's ticket sales to go down. Yeah, I want his ticket sales to tank. That way he'll know why they're tanking. And he'll go after Will and he'll get it. He'll get 200 million out of him. For sure. Will feel it. And here's the real sad part about that. If he sues Will for that amount of money, once they see that, Will, you know what Will's gonna do? He's gonna go out and try to make another hit movie. You know? He's gonna start calling up producers and but as soon as those people that he thinks support him turns on him and they stop hiring for him from any movie, he's not gonna have any money coming in. He's not going to have like that big money. That money's not going to be coming in. He's still getting paid from Men in Black. He's got some income. Nonetheless, oh yeah, and people are going to pay it because they support Chris. Chris didn't say anything after that. Chris didn't say nothing bad about the man. Chris didn't go off on him. He didn't say nothing about the wife again. He didn't say nothing. But his lawyer should be in his ear because it's Will Smith. It's Will Smith. His lawyer should be in his ear. Like, are you out of your mind right now? His lawyer should just file a lawsuit anyway. He should just file a lawsuit. And he should sue. Not only that, he should sue the organization. And that whole thing was put on by black people. And it should be his lawyer should file a suit for where it took place and Will Smith. And what happened is those people are going to turn around and sue Will Smith. And once all that money starts flying out of his pocket, he won't be dancing around like nothing happened. He'll be trying to backtrack. He'll be trying to blame it on his mental condition. There'll be this whole diatribe. It'll go all the way back to August Alsina, and his wife separating and la 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 la. Nobody's going to care. You slapped a man and assaulted him in broad daylight, and you ran around like nothing happened. No. Look, a lot of people want to come down against Jada. Well, Jada ain't changed. At one time, Jada was the it girl in the hood. She was never the biggest actress. She's never had the biggest movie. She was just a hood icon. She's never had the biggest draw. I mean, some of the stuff was on just went to crap. She had that doctor show that went to crap. She's never been the biggest person. Never. Uh, Even in the latest thing with, her and, playing whatever in Neo and all that other stuff. People didn't like her in that. Well, that does happen. I just think that Jada has always been different. She's always been a rebel without a cause. She's always wanted to do whatever she wanted to do. And you have a man who lives according to some rules. He has some structure about him because Will Smith has Disney money. Now, what's going to happen now? Will Smith had Walt Disney money. Like, you don't know how, like, I just don't know what got into him because Will Smith, they called on you. You just did a cartoon movie. Shoot, one of your cartoon movies was like a huge smash where he played the fish or something like that. I mean, like, what are you thinking about? And then you got Venus and Serena, like, they're like, okay, yeah, my dad would have slapped him too, but damn, like, nobody even cares about us during this whole thing. They care about what you did. Yeah, his mother doesn't understand either, but now you gotta pay the piper. You're not gonna slap that man and walk away like that and then go party like you don't care, and give some half-ass sorrow. Chris Rock's brother said, I don't believe he was sorry. I don't believe it either. I mean, Chris Rock had it coming, but you got to use a monicum of decorum. And that isn't what he did, especially at that level. You got to use a moniker of decorum. You can't do what you want. But Chris Rock, he had it coming. Chris Rock played himself, and he kept picking on Jada. And look, there's even cartoons out some 10 years ago depicting how Chris Rock was going to get beat up because he keeps picking on people. And Chris Rock, you a little dude. You're not a fighter. He been getting picked on since he was in high school. Chris Rock is a little dude. This is not a fighting man. You need to keep your mouth off of people's wives. But that ain't what he did. He looked right at Jada and he said it right to her. And Will Smith laughed for a minute, but then when he saw Jada's face, it hurt him. He was just like, oh, hell no. Like, I gotta. No, he just. And it's sad because now Jada is going to be the downfall of one of the greatest actors that we've ever seen. And a lot of people are on Jada because, she slept with August Alsina. But Will and Jada Ben had an open relationship. And Jada, said, hey, I just need to go find myself or whatever. And she went out and and start sleeping with her son's friend. Start banging him straight out. And then paraded him in front of everybody. Was taking pictures with him at certain awards. Wasn't even ashamed that she did it. Some of this is Hollywood's fault because this is how they live. Hollywood does that to you. They don't have rules in Hollywood that equal some type of like. I mean, just look at what they did to Emma Jean. Look what they did to her. Emma Jean is Marilyn Monroe's real name. Look what they did to Emma Jean. Look what they did to Michael Jackson. What's going on? Well, it doesn't. See, we've been through this before, what's real and what's not real. Here's what's real. The reaction is real. And like, I don't try to investigate these things and look at pictures and what a Chris Rock's face look. No. What I believe is what the reaction of the people is. I don't even know if it's real or not real. The reaction is real. The action that's going to be taking place against Will Smith is going to be real. Chris Rock, now his tickets, instead of $40 or $400, that's real. So whether it was fake or not, the reaction is real. Chris Rock is going to make more money because of this. Will Smith is going to lose more money of it. Yeah, Norma Jean, because of it. But you know what I'm saying? That's all real. It's on the internet all over the world. That's real. You know what I'm saying? That image is real, being watched millions and millions and millions of times from now into perpetuity. All that's very real. And the way that you look at Will Smith is changed now. You didn't, like, I don't look at Will Smith the same way. Will Smith, okay. Remember that song, Feels Like Summer, that came out a couple years ago by, who's that guy that made that, ooh, gonna tell somebody, we gonna tell somebody, Childish Gambino. Then he came out with that animated, with all the rappers, Feels Like Summer. You know, he came out with that, and he showed Will Smith smiling, watering his plants, stuff like that. Everybody has pretty much known Will Smith to be a happy dude. You know, Will Smith was getting hired because he's a happy, jovial dude. That image has changed. I don't look at Will Smith and go, it's cool to joke with Will Smith. It's easy for the people who hire him, and they'll say, "Oh yeah, I love Will, and I've known him for years." Well, now you know that he will walk up and slap the crap out of you if if he feels offended. Now, a lot of you say you know him, but you ain't never known him to do that. I mean, he slapped that reporter because that reporter kissed him. But for him to get up, walk up the stairs, across the whole stage, and slap somebody in front of the whole world, you ain't never known Will to do that. Nobody even seen it come. As a matter of fact, it was all a joke until he actually got hit. And then actually when he got hit, people still didn't register that this man just hit another man in front of everybody. Nah, you thought Will just a jovial, happy-go-lucky dude. Not anymore. He changed his image in one stroke. And it's not for the good, it's for the bad. So Hollywood would do that to you. Now, as far as Jada and her support of it doesn't really matter now because now things spiraled out of hand. Now your business, both of your business, is so public. It's not even. Well, Jada is Will Smith's wife. So yeah, maybe, of course, in some kind of way. I mean, they're tied at the hip. They're legally bound to each other. Whatever Will makes, Jada makes. And Will doesn't go out and make $100 million, and Jada doesn't make anything. There's a video with George Clooney was asking Jada how did she put up with Will, and she laughed like it was the funniest thing she ever heard. Yeah, she doesn't, like, people aren't looking at Jada favorably. The people who are really looking at Jada, there are people just skimming over it. Remember when Jada had an affair with, yeah, that's what we talking about. Like, there are a lot of people ain't looking at Jada with kind eyes right now. And of course, Jada, I mean, what is she in right now? She's not in any series or anything like that where we can support or unsupport. She's Will Smith's wife. She didn't have to do anything. She's Will Smith's wife. Will Smith. Okay? top of the line, apex, A-list, number one, Will Smith's wife. She didn't have to do anything. So she's leeching off of him. To what end? What is she trying to do? You know what I mean? Like, where's she going with it? She's using him to do what exactly? You know, what, to get her career up? And we know that's not going to happen. You know, it's just not. You know, she's there's just nothing. There's no lane that she's taken that's beneficial to her that's outside of their marriage. You know what I mean? So I just don't look at it the way everybody else does. You know, I try to look at them as of what they are, which is a collective. They're one unit, and that's it, and that's all. But yeah, I feel bad for Will because I just didn't expect it. Anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and go. Thank you guys for stopping by and listening to my weird stuff. I'm gonna get back to Stranger Things, and then I'm going to bed. All right. Good night. Peace.